Hey everybody, what's up? So I'm with me in the room where I shot my last live set, and you can see it looks a little bit different without the lights and stuff, but I want you guys to know everything is in place for a track breakdown. So I'm gonna be talking about my remix that came out last 2 months ago of Hanging by a Thread by Phase One and Mika Martin, featuring the singer Mika Martin. And I've had a whole lot of fun doing it. It was basically like a 2-3 day sort of like idea on the paper, and it just ended up happening. The reason why I decided to wait a little bit after all the official remixes have dropped is because at that time I was still kind of doing house a whole lot. So if you've only heard my other songs like Only Just Tonight and the VIP, that was during COVID, and it was more house oriented, I'd say. Like I was kind of flying around 140 BPM. Yeah, I just didn't touch anything that was 150 back when the Disciple had the remix competition. But don't worry, now I am ready. So let's jump right into the project file. For those who haven't heard it yet, you should just pause the video. I'll definitely leave a link in the description about how to listen to the song on SoundCloud. And this was probably one of my well put together songs that people actually like know. People actually know this is what I'm trying to say. It's not always that people know this every single song that you put out there, but this one, well, people did know. So and they knew very well too. So I'll start off with, so when he's singing, when the rock part comes, like after the da-na da-na na da-na na na na, that's the original tune of the Phase One song. It goes like da na 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 da na 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 na, and then right when the not the heaviest part, but it's pretty heavy when the verse comes in, and then the second verse comes in. I think that's his bridge. He's like, "Can you hold on? I don't wanna be in my da da da." Like, so I took the "can you hold on" part, like, "Can you hold on?" I took that part and I just put it in the intro, because the original, it was just like 16 bars of just like suction of a reverse vocal. So oh, and also put this Waves harmony on. I just tuned it to E minor. The preset is called Swells. Apparently it's like -3 and then +7. It doesn't really change the vocal a whole lot, to be honest. Not that I think it does. Hello to the truth. I see lights that follow you, tearing you inside out. Actually makes it sound a little bit more dissonant. Whatever reason why I left that plugin on there, I probably had good reason, because I wasn't changing the vocal enough, I felt like. So probably the Waves harmony came in pretty clutch right there. But whether or not it supports the main harmonic resolution of the song, that's for you guys to decide. But I had the hold on part, remember? You definitely see there's some automation of the gain right here, just sort of just coming in a little bit more stronger with the hold on. And then I also have this too. I took this from the drop. This is right when the song drops in the original song. I just took this and I just put it here because it just sounds like some reverb stuff that I could just sort of just put in there. I have the main melody, which is dun 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 dun. It's a pretty nice loop. I'm torn between DS meaning disciple samples or DS meaning drop gun samples. I tried searching for this inside of my... Here, let me see if I could put it in browser. Yeah, this sounds like a disciple sample, not like a drop-in sample. So pretty sure this is disciple sample. I don't know what MTS stands for. Apparently it's a Juno synth, and I just pitched it down to my E minor song, which is what the vocals is into. But it's a really nice loop, and it carries a whole lot, so that's why I decided to use it. There's also like some sort of like swelling of like the strings, where if you hear like these last two bars, like it goes like da-na. Like you definitely hear it swelling. I don't think those are chords. I just think that that's just like a last two bar fill. But there's so much going on in this loop that it's like you have to dun 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 dun, like the Juno synth, and then you have that swelling, and then you also have the dun, like, yeah, you have the dun 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 dun. So I was pretty drawn towards this, but I couldn't just leave this, just like drag it in and then just forget about making a song. I mean, the job's not done from there because I added in a piano pad. Which, if you think about it, when you have a chord with another chord that's happening inside that sample from before, and you also have my piano chords happening simultaneously, it doesn't sound like it's like there's like a chord hit on every single note. It actually sounds pretty melodic. But if I could find my piano... I guess the piano was in the beginning. And then I have just a little bit of some background filler. This is a Christian cranked that exclusive back when his Patreon was open, and I took this reverb shot preset off of him. It's very good. It's this wavetable, probably be, I thought it'd be, it sounds like a sign. Okay, that's a sign. I guess this is a saw. I'll always start off, whether or not I end, I will always start with just some noise that's rhythm, a rhythmic noise that occurs every 8th note, because 1/4 makes it sound like a little bit, not really, there's no too slow or too fast in my opinion. If you're arping it at every 16th notes, then it's going to sound like blip, 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 blip. It's going to be blipping. But I kind of just like that bump, 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 bump. So I have this Nexus ARP. It's not really ARPing anywhere up or down, it's just ARPing, just straight up, just... Because of the nature of the main loop right here, that's why you can't really hear it, but I still put it there just for 8th note, or I was about to say 8th note arpage, but just some 8th note action. So it's very important when I do a melodic fill or a dubstep fill or like a bass shot. This is kind of like a bass shot. Kind of sounds like a combi sort of thing, and the second you decide that you're gonna put that as a fill before the verse, like this is before you start saying, can you hold on? So right before that, if it's not like a drum fill, which was pretty generic to me, so I decided to do something a little bit more... The problem is, with a drum fill, you're able to get away with the fact that it's like a sort of flowing idea. But if you start using something that is along the lines of like a dubstep fill, then the song is definitely going to be dubstep. So when I dropped this sample right here, it was pretty much, I knew I was going to do a dubstep drop somewhere, either the first time around or the second time around, because this is just way too impactful for it to not actually turn into like a just straight up melodic song. It wouldn't make sense to have this there. To me personally, maybe some other people might be able to get away with that. For drums, I always use a sample. I'm guilty of very guilty of using this SKK kick, live kick body. 01 and 02, like sample number 1 and sample number 2 of their live body, and the Sullivan King and Company sample pack, that metal thing, or I forgot what it was called. SKK, can I find it on there? Oh yeah, right here, Metal B2B Dubstep Volume 1. That, I love this kick. This kick is just... in the beginning right here, I gotta track it back one more time, where it goes like dun 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 dun. And then I decided to develop it with a second layer underneath that one, where it kind of goes like... Yeah, it just does that forever. Just da 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 da, which it doesn't really move along with this sample above, the disciple sample one. But you know, if we tell that right here, this part, like, this is like an extra note right there. Of course, I didn't do that there. Even though I tried very hard to trace this pattern, I tried using so many different plugins to find out, like, MIDI to audio. How do 2024 best MIDI to audio plugins? Like, I searched everywhere to be able to make it easier on me, and then I just ended up just doing this, and it sounded fine, to be honest. I have 2 Nexus patches and a saw, a vital saw. Yeah, so it's just doing that. That's what basically gives the backbone, but I also have a guitar also going in, like, I'll open up the chords for everyone to see first. So it kind of goes like this, like an E to a D to a C, and then it goes back up to E, then D, and then it just does that. Just so I had the guitar, or the guitars, follow that rhythm. Of course, with a little bit of chugging in between every single other note and stuff. So combined together with those synths, it sounds like this. Singing, and then so the thing that kind of disappointed me was the pre-drop didn't really have too much of an avenue for it to really come into place. So I'll solo this sound that you won't be able to hear, because the dun 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 plus the guitar plus the dun 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 the disciple sample loop, like all 3 of those happening kind of ate my build-up bass. Like my build-up bass, you could only hear it, and it's because I used a bandpass delay and snap heap. Kilohertz snap heap is just like a delay preset, and it's because it rings out like this. Like that's like the only part you can hear, is just the echo. But this is how it sounds like. But now I'll play you the actual song, and you won't hear any of that. Like, you don't hear it dun 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 dun. Like, that's not even there. So for the drop, I'll go through this very quickly because... Oh, we have time. So I don't always... Sometimes some people like to leave, like, their sub and then make, like, a separate layer for a sub. But for me, if the sample has sub and it's gonna be good, I mean, I'll just use it as a layer, you know? So the main one that we hear is this happy color bass loop right here. But then I also like doing a second layer underneath where it's like not as powerful, but it's more rhythmically driven, where it's like a little bit more of like cuttier, like it cuts like a lot more than the main melody, but it's not as strong, but it still cuts. So I had this bass sample right here. Just something that like sort of like brings like the... Yeah, and then when you run that underneath the main bass, like this, it's very strange how, because sometimes when I start to layer my bass samples together, they overlap or one is poking out and then it takes away the tail end of the other. I don't know if this has happened to other dubstep producers, but I've noticed that if you primarily keep it rhythmical, like rhythm, if you prioritize the second bass as like a rhythm bass, and then the first bass as like your main bass, it actually won't sound that bad ever. And then this is with the sub, or the bass sample with the sub. I just didn't... I kind of like the way it sounded like. So I decided to just keep it in. I didn't cut out the highs or whatever. Okay, and then the second part is... There is a... I didn't cut out the highs to it. I just kept the sample. But I kind of wanted it to be really quick on like the fourth beat of right before the next section, like just one beat extra. It would just sort of have like this like dun 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 dun, like this sort of like machine gun thing where it would just be like dun 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 dun. But I wanted to have that come in as like a change up. So this is what I ended up coming up with. Again, I used him when I used Mika Martin when he was like, hold on. I just basically took that and it's from the can you hold on, like that part. I just reverbed it a lot and put on a transgate. This snap heap is probably a delay. Yep, bandpass delay again. And the transgate is sort of what makes you... To be honest, when I heard it like this, I thought I had drums hitting and it was side chaining that like that hard, but no, my drums are just on the one and two, I think. What I decided to go with was a hoover, and this was very last minute. It's the hoover chord right here, where it goes like like it was a Nexus preset called Rave Lead. So I just took this and I froze it, and then I just ended up just making a bunch of like blips of it. Essentially, this MIDI on top and this sample right here is the same thing. And then we also have a change up right here with the bass being different and stuff. That's why I changed the drums for that section. So the hoover, the like that, that's gonna have the normal drums, and then the B section is gonna have more dubstep and just different drums. I just thought it'd be a good time to change the drums. I rarely ever do that, but that's probably why this song did much better than my other ones. Louder. That's the one thing that like, you know how the second you release a song you start like thinking, oh, this is not loud enough, that's not good enough, my drums are too low, like I shoulda, like it's like so much when it comes to that. And this was just one of the things. I wish I would have had a much more, at least like higher tone. Well, maybe you can't pitch it up that high, but break guitar right here. It's just like a break melody. I keep it in along with the intro when we start dragging you back into the second time you hear the song again. The sub sounds really spectacular right here is because I pitch bend it a little bit, so by 12, and I'm guessing that my my contact bass was also pitched by 12, or was it 7? Oh yeah, I put it to 12. So the bend range, you know, on Serum, plus or minus 12, plus or minus 7. That pitch bending thing, I did it a lot right here, but I have a bass guitar and a pure sub. It doesn't show like it's bending, like, you know, this thing bending up and down, but I have this Max for Live device right here that bends it, so I'm actually still bending it. It's not like just because you don't see it in the plugin. And it also comes in very nicely for the build when I repeat it, the same bass guitar, and then how it goes like down, 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 down. Like every single time it goes like down, like you could hear it definitely in the build up. To bring this home, basically what's been staring us in the face the entire time. So that dun 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 dun, it was back here too. The second time around, for the second drop, I decided to play off of that. So that's what you guys hear right here. It's just a little bit variated. I'm at it goes like dun 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 dun, but then inside of the drop, I'm like dun 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 dun. Like, it's not just going like constant, so it's a little bit of like a variation that I did, but it's still very true to that dun 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 dun, like that annoying sound. The B section again. I don't think I changed anything on there. It happens on the one beat before again. Actually, the second time, the first time, it started off one beat earlier right here. You see how it's 58.4. So, and then this time, I started at one beat later. So it's on 0.2 right here. For purposes that I knew that this was very loud already, this whole synth thing. So we had to give that the space that it needed while opening it up with a little bit. Just give it space, like just don't have this thing constantly rigging out. Like it might sound cool, but I mean it's just taking space from each other. And that's like kind of like one of like the mixing things I've learned from a bunch of my homies. And right here, I wanted to point out this was completely unintentional, But when you hear the dun da 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 da, like it's not in the original song. None of my patterns do that. It's just how everything just ended up gelling together. And for the last drop, that made everything sort of, that gave it that tonality, that dun da da dun da da dun da da dun. I'm sorry, it's different every single time I sing it, but it's right here. It goes like dun da dun da 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 dun da 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 da, like. That part, that dun da dun da 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 dun da dun da dun, it's not, I never made that melody. It just ended up, all the frequencies happening together just ended up giving it that, like, subtle, like, note change. Excuse me, I think it's note change, but I'll take off the LFO tool just so people can hear how messy it sounds without the LFO tool for the 4 and the floor section. This is without. Way too loud. That's the reason why I put an LFO tool on there, because everything combined together, along with like these like commanding, I don't know, what do you call it, this like, ooh, I guess it's like a screech filter or something, maybe an all pass, I think. This. It's a bass shot, definitely. How do you describe a sound like this? I kind of hear like a little bit of some all pass, I think. And it kind of sounds like a synth, a high synth. It might be morphed. Yeah, but it was just impossible without the LFO tool syncing everything to a quarter. I don't think this part would have came in this clean. I think it just would have been very messy, but with that, it also gave us that extra melody, that dun 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 dun. Give us that melody. Got the same piano chords from before. my remix of Mika Martin and Phase One's Hanging by a Thread. It was a whole lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed my commentary over how I sort of came about these ideas, and I'm very critical about things that should have been done, but that's just, you just have to trust the process sometimes, and everything will be won't sound as bad as you thought it couldn't have. I don't know, guys. Give it a like, give it a subscribe, and thank you so much for listening to me. My name is justkiddion, and you can keep an eye on some more music from me. I don't know if it'll do this good, but it'll be good. See you guys.